Hello, my name is ZiggyNo. This is my channel, ZiggyNo. Thanks for stopping by. And in this series, we are going to talk about sports card breaking. Now, let me just clarify. I'm not talking about being a breaker. I'm talking about the consumer of sports card breaks, the guy who buys into breaks. I'm going to give you insight into how I have been buying into breaks for years. Now, a few things I'm going to lay out in several different videos over a series. The history of breaking, my experience with breakers, different stories, lessons learned, my strategy for breaks. We'll talk about upcoming breaks. I will share some of the breaks that I've been in. I will tell you this, I'm not going to share everything with you. I'm not going to share every dollar I spent and every dollar I made, right? I'm just not going to do that. But I will give you great direction. And I'll also say this is not a series to make you run out and get into breaking. It's to, I think, spread some light on what goes on to the people who do get into breaks. I put it this way. I've always explained to me sports card breaking is so much like gambling in poker, right? Everybody knows how to play Texas Hold'em. They understand the concept of Texas Hold'em. But when you sit down at that table in a casino, they said this, and what was it, round earth? You're either one of two things. You're either the shark or you're the fish. And if you don't know you're the fish, then you're the fish. Same thing with breaking. When you sit down and get into a break and you buy into the break, you're either the shark in the break or you're the fish. And a lot of that really goes down to the team that you have, the price that you paid, and what you analyze and research about the break. Okay, so for example, when I buy into a break, I only buy specific products, right? I only target specific teams, right? I don't go in there blind on randoms. I don't chase or fill teams that I'm not interested in. I don't go after products that don't have resale value or interest to me. I'll also say this too, the most important part of having a breaking strategy, a budget, and then cash flow management, because some of the key parts of breaking is how you monetize what you receive in your break. If you're simply getting the break, get your mail days, and you're selling as fast as you can, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So I'm gonna walk through how I receive cards in, how I process them, whether I send them to ComC to sell, whether I send them to get graded, whether I sell them directly on Facebook groups or the people I know, do I sell them at trade shows? I will walk through the different strategies I have for actually selling the cards. And that is the key. But I have found that in my years of experience buying into sports cards breaks, it has been profitable for me. On occasion, I've done extremely well. And what I love about it, and what I hope others will find and share with me your experience, is that sports card breaking really gives you the best of both worlds. You get to navigate kind of the flow of stuff. You're not caught in the ebbs and flows of the market, right? You don't care if the card goes up or down, what the player did. Now, there are impacts, and you'll see that based on break prices and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're just enjoying the break. You're enjoying the product. You're enjoying the sport. And hopefully you'll see that. Now, again, I warn you, breaking is not for everybody. This is not an endorsement to go out and get into breaking. And I'll also go over later on the history, my experience. I even did some breaking myself where I was the breaker. What I learned from that, I've also worked with and met many other breakers and seen what work goes behind it. So I appreciate the breaking world. I'll also say real quickly as I'm wearing the backyard breaks bandana here, just for shock value, never use backyard breaks. Never. No interest in. When I select a breaker, I'll go over my criteria for doing that. Right. First thing I'm looking for is availability and price. The second thing I look for is the quality, the history of the company. Like, can I trust them? Are they likely going to ship this stuff to me? I know that sounds crazy, but product and price will often, or product and quality will help you understand if they're a reputable breaker. Right. If you see a very low price on a break, that should be a red flag right there. But you want to look for price breaks that are around, what the allocated price is or the case price would be, or just knowing a little bit about the breaker. Most of the breakers I use are what I refer to as Facebook breakers, guys who have been running their own little break groups for years. Some of them are focused in certain sports. Some of them break all different sports. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go throughout the series. So I will say this too. If you have questions about breaking, drop them below. I know I'm here like, oh, breaking's gambling. Oh, yeah. Look, I think every part of the sports card world is gambling. I think buying a card that's already graded and waiting for the performance or what happens in the market based on a team or trade or whatever is just as much risk. And in my sense, I think it's more risk because you are really, there's no value add you can add to that card. You're just waiting for the currents to move you. In sports card breaking, you can research, you can target teams you want to go after, players you want to go after. You can grade, you can sell, trade. You can just, I love it. Love it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this video and I hope to see you join me. Stop, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.